Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we are back to do my monthly budget in the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below. Hope you all are having a super fantastic day. I'm already on the monthly view. I've already put the dates in there, and I don't really come back into here for much except for setting up my budgets. So I didn't lay down my bill dues or anything like that. But I do need to know how many Sundays there are in a month, because if there's 4 Sundays in a month, then I give myself $300. If there's 5 Sundays in a month, then I give myself $325. So I did need this to be set up. Now, even though this is a paycheck bill tracker, the very first one I set up my monthly budget on, so that way I know about how much money I got, what I got coming in, about what I'm going to spend, and I can kind of factor in those things that may be unique for the month of June and not any other month. So I'm going to take a moment and write in all of my categories and then come back and put in the dollar amounts with you guys. Okay, so I've written in all of my categories, and we're going to start up here with my income. So from my full-time job, my salary is $53.44.92. Rent from my sons is $400. My cash envelope savings, my goal will be $60. And I'm going to budget 0 for Google AdSense. And I think that once I get to the point, like by the time that I make this video and I've reached the $100 threshold, I may start putting in a budget amount of $100 at that point. 5344.92 plus 400 plus 60 is 5804.92. It's my total income. Let me scooch over. $5804.92. I'm not counting in the on-call time that I want to be reimbursed for. I haven't received an approval from that yet. I do have a one-on-one that is going to be occurring May 20th. So I may hear about it then, or we may just be going over my review for FY21 and my objectives from FY21, and maybe setting my goals for FY22. So that may be what the meeting's about. Typically around this time of the year, that's what the meetings are. And you really don't hear from the higher ups because all of them are doing their reviews for their employees and stuff. So the next one is in the bills. My son's savings, they get $120. That's just $60 a piece. It's just a small amount that goes into their savings. This is an old deposit and withdrawal from my check. And so I do that on the last day of the month, so May 31st and the 15th. And rent is due on the 1st. And I'm budgeting $10.62. Utilities, that's typically due around the 26th or the 28th. So I'm going to put in the 28th. It moves around. I don't know why they started doing that, but I'm going to budget $275. My portion of the cell phone bill is due on the 17th. I think that's the new date. I'm trying to remember the email I just saw. And of course I forgot. And I'm going to budget $75 for my portion. Internet is around the 18th. And I'm going to budget $112. Gas for my car, I'm going to budget $80. Health insurance, I'm going to budget $28. Identity theft, $7. And these two are just like the withdrawal for my kids' savings. They just come automatically out of my check. I like tracking them because every once in a while the numbers will change and you won't know it if you don't keep track. And the 15th. Now auto insurance comes out on the 28th. I'm going to budget $95. And my subscriptions, I only have one, and that's $3, and that's for iCloud storage, and I believe it's coming out on the 7th. It used to be the 5th, but that's changed around. So let me add up all of these in my bill section. 120 plus 1062 plus 275 plus 75 plus 112 plus 80 plus 28 plus 7 plus 95 plus 3. So that's $1,857 from the bills. Well, that is the total for the bills. 1857 and 5804.92 minus 1857. So that was the income minus the bills. And it's 3947.92 is left. Okay, now I'm going to slide this up so you can see this section down at the bottom, and this is the cash envelopes. So I'm going to bring the leftover amount down here to this first line, 3947.92. For groceries, because there's 4 Sundays in the month of June, I get $300. Laundry is $45. Household is $50. And personal is $100. Now you may notice that I don't have a personal up here and then a personal up down here. For July, I will not be using the Erin Condren notebook anymore, so I won't be buying a sticker kit. So I'm just going to give myself all of the $100. There is some personal stuff that I do need, like shampoos and stuff I want to try. I said I need it, then I want to try it, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to give me all my money, and that way I can get the things that I want to have. And so I'm looking at this 300, 400, 495 is the total for this section for the cash envelopes. 495. I'm not sure why I couldn't remember what this section was called. It's written right there. 495. And so I'm going to subtract 495 from 3947.92. And so now I have $3,452.92. Yeah, I haven't seen my money like all $100 in my hand at once, so this is going to be new. So now I'm going to take this 34.52.92, get the words out, and I'm going to put it up here in this leftover section over like the sinking funds, under the sinking funds. I'm getting tongue-tied today. 34.52.92. Now, gifts. I'm going to deposit $90 into that fund, $100 into the insurance fund. Car maintenance is going to get $75. Quarterly taxes, I'm going to budget $0. In YouTube savings, I'm going to budget $0. And that's because these two are built off of the Google AdSense money that I get from the channel itself. Now, for some reason, I'm thinking $265. What y'all think? 90 plus 100 plus 75, $265. Sometimes, y'all know, me and math. We are not always friends. So 34.52.92 minus 265 is 3187.92. Okay, this is, typically I would spend all of this money in the debt section, but you can see I have something for the cushion, so let me explain. let me explain. So let me drop this number down before I forget. I have to pay the IRS like $211.27. That's going to come from my cushion. If I remember correctly, I have $211 and maybe 70 something cents. I don't know. That's sitting in my checking account. So I'm going to pay that out. I need to put the cushion back in there. So I know that's going to be $100 just to build my base, and then I'll use the savings from other categories to build that back up to the way that I had it. So I'm going to put that down here. This is going to be backwards, okay? But it's not a sinking fund to me. It's like a little savings to me, and I don't always put in here unless I spend it all the way down like I've done so far. So, you know, I've had 2 months of really high utility bills, and then I got to pay my taxes, and that's just part of living, right? So the first thing I want to do, I've already subtracted out the 100, so I know I have 3087.92. So that way, when I do my math, I want the total to be $3,087.92 for the debt. Hopefully that makes sense, because I don't want to go over that, because I do want to have that $100 in my account. I'll know for sure at the end of the month, before I do my paycheck number 1, how much I actually need to build up that cushion of $100. So it may not be 100, but we're going to write that down for this budget right here. So T20 for June is going to get $200. R18, I wrote it down, $2,441. That's what I'm going to need to pay this student loan off in full. And then the rest is going to go to S13. So let's subtract out 200, 2,441, and it's $446.92. All right. So 200 plus 2,441 plus 446.92 should equal 3087.92. If you subtract 3087.92 from 3187.92, that's $100. And so into the extra savings is $100. The savings total was $100, and the leftover amount is $0. So hopefully that made sense the way I did that, but that helps me figure it out. I don't like to think of my cushion as a sinking fund. Plan savings, Not so planned. This is just one of those that I have to take care of, that I like to have at least a bare minimum of $100 sitting in my account. When I first started paying off debt, I found that when I forgot something, it typically cost me $100. And so that's where that number came from. It's actually different for different people. But over time and balancing my budget and everything at the end of the month, it builds up to I have more than $100. This is just that season, and everything will get better. So now I'm going to add up, well, I'm going to subtract from my income all of my subsections here to get a zero balance budget. So 5804.92 minus 1857 minus 495 minus 265 minus 3087.92 minus 100. So woohoo, I got a zero-based budget. Yeah, so that was a little tricky this time, but once we get that in there, get this debt over with, we'll be able to have plenty of cushion in that my checking account. Now, one of the things I did want to show you guys was the amount that I have to debt for the month is 3087.92. You guys, if you saw my video that had the goals on there and my tasks that I needed to complete, and you saw that, you know, to pay off this debt, I had it in the spreadsheet that every month I wanted to pay $3,100. So you'll see I'm coming up short about $13. Just gotta check myself, because sometimes I don't know. Yeah, $13. So what that tells me, because today is the 15th, you guys are going to see this, I think, on the 20th, on a Thursday. But what that tells me is that from my cash envelopes from the month of May, I need to save $73. So hopefully that makes sense. The goal is 60. 60 is already included. I need an extra $13, so the total is $3,100. And so I need to have $73 for this budget. And so that means, like, for week 3, 4, and 5, I need to come up with that money from personal, from groceries, or household. And those are the 3 that I normally use to create the cash envelope savings here. And you see those videos on every Saturday when I'm doing the check-in. So yeah, so now that kind of lights a fire on for me. I won't do the cash envelope breakdown because this is just a monthly budget, and I'm not going to be doing anything with the cash envelopes. So for my priority goal, number 1 is to put $3,100 to debt, and that's my minimum. And number 2, save $73 from May cash envelopes. And so that'll make sure that I stay focused on doing that and not have too many more weeks where I'm going over. I went over week 1 and came in under for week 2, so I need to stay on par so I can meet this. I don't need any more overages, and I always go under. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask them below. Have you done your monthly budget for the month of June? I know I like to do my projections super early. But yeah, once I get this done, I can, because I know how I need to act going forward. But let me know if you have or haven't. And you guys have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please do so and like the video. And I will talk to you guys on Saturday. Bye.